like work friends. Like, I'm just gonna be honest. I don't. That's just me personally. I don't know how you feel about.
I always make friends at work.
You make friends at work.
Yeah.
Okay.
Every job I've had, I've ended up with like 1 or 2 people that I'm still friends with.
Yeah, that's cool. How about you?
Yeah, no. Well, I mean, this is the only official. Because I did come here straight out of high school. But my other little side part-time jobs, once I'm done, I'm done.
Yeah.
You don't usually.
You don't usually talk to people after that.
Warning.
But do you make friends? Warning. This is the last time you will see her. But did you make friends? Did you make friends at work while you're at work, or you could do you consider people your
like? I don't feel like I've made like, oh, these are gonna be lifetime friends that I'll have forever.
Okay.
Type situations. I was like, oh yeah, it's cool. Let's maybe have a drink or go out once in a blue moon, but. Yeah,
but you don't consider them friends. Y'all coworkers.
Coworkers,
right?
Absolutely.
How about you?
I would say this is the first job that I've had this many friends at work.
Okay. How about you, me?
You know, I make friends at
at the bar, at the
everywhere you go, everywhere you work, you make friends. My friend. Right.
I think I always make friends. I think that this is the first time that I've had friends that I've included in my inner circle and let in to my world. Okay. Usually I make friends, but they're sort of peripheral. Yeah.
And I mean, I don't want people to think that I'm out here just like, I don't like people. It's not that. It's just that I keep it real separate. Separate. Like, we co-workers, that's it. You don't need to know my business, and that's it. But this bond really, I think, so we decided that we figured it might be 2015. Where it kind of started, right? Because we weren't really sure when it really started.
I think it was 2015.
But 2015, and so but you all family, because you all.
But we're family that knew about each other once we started working.
Right.
Oh,
so this happened because
So basically, the children's father.
Oh, okay.
And Kristen's mother. Our family.
Okay, so that's how y'all did. Yeah.
So that's so the
ghost.
Yeah.
And the cousin called one day.
Right. So when Aaron's mother called the job asking for me, Phyllis was like, "Yeah, that's my cousin." I was like, "Oh, okay."
Okay. So that's
how
where
that.
And then everything else. I remember meeting you in the lounge. You came up one day.
Probably. So I met Kristen first.
Right. You met Kristen.
Kristen used to come talk to a common friend.
Okay.
And so then we became friends.
Okay.
And then you used to come to my office and tell me about conversations that y'all had. And I'm like, I don't know who this comedian is. But I agree with what she's saying.
But the thing is, the common thread was you.
Yeah.
Right. Because you kind of connected all of us.
Because I knew Coretta first. Right. We were in the same department.
Y'all were in the same department.
We worked together, right.
Down.
Because none of us worked in the same department, but y'all two.
Yeah.
Right.
Me and Vid.
Yeah, the three of us.
Well, sort of, yeah. And then Tanya kind of sort of, because you were
an
right?
first.
So I could just float. I float.
Yeah.
But I mean,
but she was the common thread for everybody, right?
Yeah.
And so that's kind of how we came together. And then it just kind of took off from there. And we came together. We would come together at lunchtime.
Right.
Let's not discuss lunch.
Whether
it was a lunch hour or not. But
that's what lunchtime.
It was lunchtime. And we just kind of started talking about everything. And it wasn't anything particular. It was just like chat, lunchtime conversation. Right. And so then we kind of built. Now, we always called Tanya Ghost because she was always like pop in and pop out. Like we would never know when she was on. She wasn't really on campus. But everybody, I mean, so we would see her every so often.
We were all the 9 to 5.
Right. Oh, yeah. And then
and then I moved downstairs.
I have a little bit more flexibility with my position, let's just say.
You know what? Okay, Dr. Shaw. It's Dr. saying to you. Right. Or her name. No, I don't think anybody thinking that you don't work, but we figured that she had a different position than us.
That's right.
Because we work 9 to 5.
Right. And she was downstairs, we were upstairs.
Right. Yeah, she was on a different tier.
Right. Yeah, I just want to tell the story about the ting
okay,
every morning.
But that's a part of it. So we're
carry on.
So anyway, so that's the setup of it all. And so then let's just kind of talk about what it really means to have a village. Because I think the other thing is like the village kind of came, I feel like organically, like it just happened. It wasn't, we didn't look for one another. It just kind of came and just morphed into this. Right. And we didn't really, I mean, I've heard the term village.
Right.
And we, you heard, it takes a village and all that, but we never really thought about it in that way. We were just, at that point, co-workers, hanging out, and then, then it became, and I don't think we decided, when did we say we had our first like sleepover?
Yeah, like a sleepover.
Yeah, 'cause it was like a get to know you.
It was a get to know you, yeah.
That was Kristen bringing us
all together, right?
But
because you know what? Because everybody has a role.
Yes,
everybody has a role.
That is very true.
So she was always the coordinator.
You have to talk about the roles. That's good.
Yeah.
So everybody, so we all came.
Like each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had to sleep over.
Because y'all would always tell me the same exact thing, and I'd be like,
"Can we just all say right?"
At one time, just give it to me.
So you, that's
because
you
were
the
all
person
trying
in
to
the
get
middle.
Kristen's life together.
That's right.
Yeah. That was really the sense of it.
Right.
Because I feel like, don't you feel like that's how people come together? This a situation. Girl, we got to save her. All hands was on deck. Right. And I also want to just really quickly just say that we also all have other villages.
Right.
Because that's important too. Yes. Because I think that people, sometimes people say, "Oh, that's your village." No, we all there's multiple villages that each of us have, and that's important to know because that also I think brings to each of your villages.
Right. And a lot of our villages know each other.
Sure.
Right. So like you guys know my friends, I know your friends. Yes. Like, they intermingle.
So the villages kind of the villages kind of but they even though they have different dashikis on, they all
different tribes. We all tribes.
We all need it, right?
That's a good way to look
So
at
you're right. So I didn't think about that, dude. Right. I didn't think about that. So can you talk about that? So you said we were all trying to
save her life.
Trying to save this one because she's a
baby.
She
right, because she was in her 20s.
Yeah.
I said you got
and she kept saying everything was going to change by the time she was 30.
Right.
So then she was saying, but she would say, I have my life coach, I have my therapist.
Right.
And what was Krishna's role?
Krishna coordinates me.
Her designer.
Yeah, was her designer. But we didn't know each other. So then she talked to me and she'd be like, well, my therapist
come
said,
to each one of us.
Right.
But I had to sit in everybody's office. Like,
right. So let me tell you what's going on.
Services.
And you was big sis. Yes.
We had to coordinate services. I need to see the notes.
Right.
The life coach.
You know what? Because probably what was happening was everything lining up. Everybody needed to line up. And so you would hear one thing, and then she's like, well, she did say.
That's
and we're like, well, did she? Okay, let's go back. So that's when we're like, you know what? Everybody, let's gather. We got to gather because we got to make sure we are on the same page to get in there. We were all young to fix my life.
That's true. That's very true.
We were absolutely. Right.
So can one of you like kind of talk about what the village, like what did that kind of do for you in terms of where you at? Because we were all in different places between 2014, 15, around that time when we came together. I really want to say between 2015 and 16 because 14 was really new. But I think when we started to really share like what things were going on in our life was probably more like 15 going into 16.
Because I was friends with T in 2014. I was closer with you than I was with the rest of the That's what it was.
So if anybody want to talk about that, just kind of what the village at that time in your life. I mean, we don't have to be that specific about what was going on, but just kind of what what did the village do for you during that time? Because I mean, that was some trying. We had some. I mean, it was a great years in some ways, but we had some challenging times. Each of us were dealing with some stuff, and it was things that we didn't realize the role that the people in the village were going to play during those times.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I would definitely start off with that. I think earlier during like 14, 15, I wasn't quite sure exactly what role specifically everybody played. I think definitely my therapist, my life coach, and it was just like trying to figure some things out, being 20, trying to be a sponge and soak up the experiences that you guys had and kind of organize or direct my life in some way, shape, form, because at that point I just felt like it was none. But I feel like when we talk about things that happen for divine purposes, like this 2018 has been one of the most hectic, trying, stressful, depressing, sad, happy. Like it's been so many emotions for me this year that each and every one of you played a specific role in it, and I definitely wouldn't have been able to get through it without any of you. At each point that you guys have been like shoulders to cry on, you have made me laugh, you have encouraged me. During the passing of my father, each of you have held my hand and supported my family, even to the point where I no longer see you guys as friends, like your sisters. And there's nobody in the family who doesn't know about you. You're welcome at any time. That's when you draw the line between family and friends. So at 2014, if you would have asked me what purpose and what role each of you played, I wouldn't have been able to give you a specific. But you guys have definitely been like more than a backbone. Y'all have been my foundation. So during this year, anytime I felt myself shifting or getting too far into something or getting not close enough to something, you guys have been there to push or pull and support me in the ways that I needed. So thank you, ladies.
Look at this.
Okay, we're live.
I'm sorry.
Okay. So I think for me it was the same kind of thing. So when we met in 2015, you know, I think all of you know this. Krishna, be gentle.
I will.
Yeah.
Be gentle.
Yeah, right there.
But I am one who puts my toe in the water a little bit, and I like serving the role of kind of big sis where everybody comes to me, and I'm very cautious about revealing my true self, my personal self. And so I think Victoria and I kind of became sort of people that sort of where I shared a little bit of myself. And then slowly but surely, I think, I'm about to get a little emotional. But later on, I think I realized that I could just lay it down and just be my authentic self. And I think this particular village in particular has, what I've taken from it the most is that you all are always rooting for my rise. And that is so important.
Yeah.
In every facet of my life, whether it's not just my professional life, but more so like learning how to love myself, learning how to embrace my beauty and not be so harsh on myself, or just laying it down and saying you can rest it here, Tanya, you don't have to take it all on yourself, and like allowing me to do that. That has been the greatest gift of this village that I, you know, as an only child, I always tell you guys, as somebody who has parents who are both deceased, that has been something that has been invaluable. And so I can't thank you ladies enough for that.
Oh.
We love you. Nigga, you got tissue.
Right. No, I mean, I think, and I don't know if it was like, because when I think about just the challenges that we were each dealing with, and some big, small, whatever, work, personal, whatever, I think of the village, this particular village, as especially coming to work, because like I said, I always had this distinction of co-workers. You know, they co-workers, like that's it. Now ain't no time to be filling up. They co-workers, man. They ain't gonna be knowing my damn personal business. But once I noticed that I could trust somebody with that, you know, something personal, I think that's when it changed. Like, and I don't know what in anything particular that like happened that was like, oh, that's it. We're friends, like that. But it was just like, like I said, it was so organic that it just kind of flowed into it. So I think that's why I became comfortable. And I think of each of, you know, the times, you know, calling me, she'd be like, girl, what do you think about this? You know, and just like sharing things, and somebody with no judgment. Right. Like it was none of the feeling like, oh goodness, I can't tell her this because I know she's gonna be like, because you know each person, and then we all, even in your other villages, you got people that you only tell certain things to, right? Because you know, if I say this, then they're gonna be like, girl, now I told you, didn't we talk about, you know? So sometimes you just need just to judgment free, and I have friends like that, no doubt. But I think that's what I felt in our this mist here, that it was no judgment, and it just was like, now there was some times where you like, bitch, stop, enough. Like you got those, because it wouldn't be a village if you didn't have that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because every so often that like you gonna cry, but I'm going to slap the shit out you. Say it again. Say it again. You know what I'm saying? Because you need that. You know what I'm saying? Right. You know, like, like every so often you need that push.
Yeah,
I mean,
to her.
Yeah, to her.
To me.
She did it to me.
She was the one.
I was always
No more baby steps. Can we get the toddler steps, please?
Yes.
Y'all would get the phone call about, oh, V, I love how you help me process things.
Yeah.
And you're so nice and so kind.
Like, I didn't get
Wait, I think the $5 cup in your office really came from me, because once I came, you was also all of a sudden $5 to come and talk about the story.
Well, they came from a lot of people.
But
They came from a lot of people.
But the second time, she couldn't get no work done.
Right.
She like
Literally.
if y'all gonna do it on the block, y'all gonna do it on the
I mean,
block.
that's
But can I
pretty much
say
it.
that one thing I appreciate about this village is that amongst us, there are no secrets.
Right.
So it's not
that is true.
Coretta, let me tell you, but don't tell Krishna.
Yeah.
But don't tell Tanya.
Yeah.
Make sure you don't tell D. Like it's freedom to talk about whatever, and it's not when you come together like shh.
Right.
That's true. That is so true.
You late.
That's right. But you get the whole.
But you do get the whole thing.
I understand.
But remember, because and also just for full transparency, because we started the podcast.
Mm-hmm. Right.
The four of us started the podcast.
Five.
She been drinking. It's okay.
All of us, except her.
Except that.
And so what had happened was we started it.
She like the four. It's okay.
I mean them.
Me
And then me.
Yeah, me.
But not her.
Yeah, right.
So anywho, 5 of us. And that kind of stemmed from the talks we were having. And so we realized that that was one thing we had said in the beginning. Like from the beginning of the podcast, we said, if this something comes in the way, friendship or whatever, let's talk about it. Let's deal with it. If there's something, we don't want those whispers in the back.
And we didn't want the show
to get in the way. And so if that was going to be the case, it was open to discuss that, and so I think that's kind of how the friendship then became even better, because then it was like, okay, you know what, I can't. Now we also should make clear that there's certain things that I may come to you about something,
right.
Not that I want to hide it from anybody, but we might have a connection about something in particular, right? And so I think that sometimes, how sometimes when you're in a village of people and it's comfortability, but it's also like just we connected on this, so let me just chat about this with you because I know you experienced this. Right. Not that I don't want Coretta to know, because when we come together, I'm saying, and then you can be like, girl, when you was going through that, girl, it don't matter because we all want to tell.
That's
everything on the table.
Yeah, that's grown. You're right.
That's grown folks being.
But can somebody just kind of talk? Because I feel like sometimes with women, it becomes this issue of who's friend. We more friends and you more friends. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta. So in a village, and because one of the things we wanted to talk about, just like laying the groundwork. If you want to build a village, you gotta be clear about that. Right. Like there's no competition. I'm not out to try to be Kamisha's bestest friend because she her best friend. You know what I'm saying? It's more so that
does happen a lot.
It happens a lot.
Like, I know
women.
Me and my best friend. I mean, it's always a competition to be her best friend, my best friend. I mean, and it has happened forever.
Yeah.
So I don't know what doesn't happen here.
And I don't know I don't know where it really stems from. I don't know. Anybody have any feedback on like what you think that is?
I don't know. I think, but piggybacking off of that, I think it stems from maturity. That like at the end of the day, we have so much going on in our individual lives that kind of stuff isn't what's most important.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That like we're not sitting at home being like, oh my God, I can't believe they went shopping.
Right.
Or, oh my God, how come like we have lives to live.
Yeah.
So like no one, you know what I mean? Because I just like even with me changing my position, I'm not on the 5th floor, so y'all end up hanging out more. You're in field, right? You're not there. Like we're all in different places. So now y'all talk more, but I'm not sitting at home being like, oh my God, how come I didn't know? It's like, just tell me when I get, like, I know that when I get there, I'm gonna make my rounds and I'm gonna see people and I'm gonna see what's going on. Like I'm busy. So like I don't care that, you know what I mean? Like it should be that you can call different, and I think that's just maturity.
And I also think what Tanya said when you said that we want you to win. And so I think because we genuinely want each other to win, if you're going to get your need met over here,
get
it.
Right.
Get that need met, and then we're going to come back and toast to it. So I think that plays a part of it too. It's like, no, I genuinely want you to be good. So if that's what it takes to be good, then get your life.
I think that's still underneath that is maturity. That if you're mature enough to just celebrate each other's wins, mature enough to give space for people to have their space with whomever. And then when we come back, we can do the, quarterly update. And then that's the other thing. We already
said we need a newsletter. We needed a newsletter.
Somebody will send out a text and be like, hey,
this is it, we
need to get together and know what's going on.
Well, let's talk about that, because then there's a group text.
But they've slowed down.
A lot.
Tremendously.
But when they happen.
We're
they on their several messages.
I appreciate that, even though I'm not physically here.
Because originally,
the first time it was too much. It was ting ting ting.
And if you didn't catch it
live,
no,
you can forget it.
That's me. If it's too many messages by the time I look, I'd be like, V, what the
I've been in 6 meetings and then I had to scroll.
Right.
On
But you know what? What's funny is that because I was telling because Kristen was like, you just need to get an iPhone because what happens is because I'm the only one with an Android. It say when somebody likes something, when somebody it's like I can't laugh at it. So and she was like, why don't you just get an iPhone? I was like, no, because in my other village we all got Androids.
Oh, interesting.
So I'm not going. I'm just like I'm good. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna down. I don't need
Like,
this
what's
switch.
this blue?
Right. I'm like, look, I gotta be the blue. Because that's my other village. My other village, we all got Androids and we happy about it. We love the way our Androids take pictures.
We all have iPhones.
We do.
We be sitting
all
there, what's it called? Like the little balloons and the confetti.
Yeah,
Right.
and I be like,
She can't see none.
I can't see nothing. I be
But you know,
like,
it took Kristen a long time to
To
get
get
an
an iPhone. She didn't have one at
She was
first.
running down.
it did.
Remember you had that like notepad?
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
a phone.
Not a
It was
notepad.
Yeah.
It was like a computer.
It was.
It was
It was a whole.
It
It was like a little laptop.
It was.
It was a Samsung.
It was everything. It was everything.
It was the Note 2.
It was that
I
big
know.
though.
It was
Victoria
that
going
big.
too
It was
far.
like-
Yeah, it was.
Hello. Can you hear me
But
now?
the pictures
Hello?
though, can you let the people know about the pictures? Hello?
They for everything.
Yes.
Y'all would put your
I can
iPhone
still
down and be like, take the picture.
Take the picture, yeah.
You're right.
Let them know. Not holding it big like that.
Oh my gosh. All right.
Anywho,
So go ahead.
but and so even with that, because I think like Kristen just talked about just like having the challenging year she had in 2018. I mean, shoot, I think it's like everybody was a year. Because your year, 2015 was your year.
2016.
You dealt with some challenging things.
Well,
And I mean,
it kind of trickled into 16.
you said it's still going.
It's go today.
It's like a leaky faucet. It's just like, turn that shit off. Turn that shit.
Just cut the water off. You don't need that anymore.
Girl.
Just cut the whole water system off.
Throw the whole pipe away.
Yeah, I need a whole new system.
Right.
Oh my
No, but I mean,
Okay.
The spirit said the devil
okay. So throw the whole pipe away.
It said get rid of it. It said get rid of it.
You can't help it. But do you want to kind of talk about just? I mean, you don't have to get into the details, but like what the.
So I don't know. So for me, I struggled with the village a little bit only because I'm the only one with little people. So because I have little people, getting together is tough. And so just trying to find, you gotta find a sitter, you gotta find someone that's gonna sit with them, you've got to be mommy, and it's kind of like you're leaving them all the time. And then for me, just to kind of give you the kids lost their dad, so that was another struggle. So just having to wrap my head around being a single mom, having to answer questions. But I gotta say, the village definitely had my back through all of that. So that was just like, they still do. And through it all, I decided to go to school. God give me grace. Wow. So
Almost done though, sis. You're almost done.
May. Well, July, but May. Okay. So, it's been a lot going on, but the village definitely had my back, even with me being a Libra, and so
Lord, have mercy.
You know what?
Excuse me.
Thank you, Libra sister. Please have my back, 'cause I miss you.
Be the witch.
It's just you know what?
Balance.
You know what?
Be
Or lack thereof.
I'm about to.
Don't take it.
And this is why I miss Tanya, because see, she would help.
Support.
Yes,
Moral
because
support.
I don't have that.
Look, let me tell you
Listen
something.
here.
But that's also, I feel like that's funny within the village. Because, like, everybody, we all different signs, all different personalities. And
What did you say,
it's a
Kristen?
balance.
There's no way we should. What did you say?
I was telling on paper that we don't make sense.
No.
You look at us on paper, where
Probably
we
not.
come from,
Yeah.
what we graduated with, like it just doesn't make sense on paper for us to be friends.
No.
Or to associate ourselves with one another.
But it works.
But when you
It
take
does
the
work.
titles, throw them out
Yes.
the way,
Yeah.
and you just bring the sisterly bond into play, it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, and then we were saying the other day that like we really can't function fully without each other.
Yes.
Like,
everybody has a
we
significant.
need something from each other that helps us to shine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like to look good, to sound right, to
Yes.
feel right,
Yes.
You know what I mean? To
So,
just,
I know for
you sorta-
myself and my Virgoism, the village helps me laugh at myself.
Yes.
Because being, as you
That
know,
is
as you
true.
talk about a
And
Virgo,
take
I
it
can be
serious.
so intense.
Your
and
process,
so serious.
honey, the
Yes,
process.
and always like
process,
in
yeah.
my head. So it's like it just helps me to laugh at myself.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
help you do that, and Victoria's footage helps too. So Victoria,
Yes.
No, the hashtag.
She
The
on
hashtag.
time,
Yes.
though.
no, not really the hashtag.
Oh,
It's
the
the
footage. Oh, the footage.
It's the footage.
I want to take pictures, but she'll get that video
She
camera
got
out.
the
Girl.
video camera.
She like
on.
seeing.
Reason number 135.
I
I
don't go
I
out
get it.
yo.
I get it.
She don't want no footage.
Nope.
It's
Like,
a TMZ.
You was drunk. She's
You was
our
drunk,
own
drunk.
personal
Look at it.
TMZ though.
But
She
you
is.
real drunk. Look, that's
You see?
you.
And you out here
Twerk.
looking like the people.
Right.
Yeah. See?
Well, B, at least I know I'm not alone. Because remember you said that
You
I
document.
document.
You do document.
everything,
You
so I know I'm not
you're
alone.
like, yeah, because when
Because that's a she. That's a she's a scroller.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she totally.
Look, because then let me and then because then
And
what
we're back
happened?
on
And then be like
19.
and then what?
But you
Right,
capture,
everything.
you capture like everyday life.
Yeah.
I just
It's
capture
important.
the moment.
Yeah, right.
But see, to me, they are moments.
But
See,
so let me
that's
ask you a
what makes it
question.
funny.
It's
So how about
important.
this? What do you all think your role is in the village?
Oh Lord.
Like what's your most significant role? What about you, T?
I was gonna say, but I was wondering what other people thought my role.
No, don't. No, I want you to know what other people think. I want to know.
I mean, I think my role is a big sister. I think I'm the big sister that, at least I feel that way, that different people come to at different times.
Yeah.
So it's, and it can be the gamut of what's going on at work. 'Cause I need a minute because something might happen. Or it might be,
Thank God for you.
Yeah.
And the shorty.
a personal transformation.
Amen.
Hello.
A personal transformation and so I feel like I call questions. Did you think about this, or what do you think about that?
Absolutely.
And then that person reflects upon some of the questions. So I feel like I'm a big sister who holds that space
Yeah.
in the group.
I feel like you're like the oracle. And I say that because no, let me tell you why. Because I just feel like
That's what she said.
no, let me tell you why. Because for me, a oracle is somebody with wisdom, right? And T, to me, I feel like sometimes you don't think that you're dropping wisdom, and you do. It's like in that moment, like you'll call and be like, you sure you all right? Just by you saying, you sure you all right? That's oracle behavior. Like the only one that digs deeper is someone who isn't thinking like, you know what, I know, I hear it in your voice.
The clarity of mind. Yeah. The clarity of mind.
Next thing you know, you crying. Like, I thought I was fine.
Oh, look, we about to cry. Let me hold you. Let me hold you in my bosom. Who you think you are in the group?
You skipped yourself, man.
Yeah.
Oh no, because I'm gonna come back.
You gonna come back? You
I'm gonna
sure?
come back. I'm
Okay.
positive.
Who can you turn that camera? Just I want to capture everybody. No, because I want to capture as we go around.
No, get my good side. That's what she's saying. She's saying, give me right here.
Okay. All right.
No, I think I'm and I'm actually going to quote something that she's still on here, had said to me a while back. She would come into my office and say, I just need a checkup from the neck up. And I feel like I'm sort of like the confidant in that way, that like, we don't necessarily have secrets, but I feel like at one point I felt like I was like the holder of people's stuff to help people process it until they were ready to like bring it to the table.
That's a good one.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So I feel like
Spot on.
Okay.
That's deep. That's good.
Yeah, look, think about it.
I like that.
Stay woke.
And what about you?
stay woke.
I feel like I'm the coordinator. I am the event planner, and I think I can be the coordinator and bring it back to just that slight little bit of get outside of my head, get outside of my feelings. Not necessarily ratchet, but turn up. Like, let's just have fun. Let's just get a drink. Let's just, I can bring that to the group too.
Absolutely. And you keep us beat.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna say, I think you're all
Like
things
that.
pretty though.
Yeah.
Like,
Seriously.
if it's
Pretty and
graphic design that
Yeah.
you need,
Yes.
like I think all things
That's true.
pretty. Like to
Yes.
make sure your face is beat, to make sure your
Yes.
clothes are together. You want to go shopping, you changing
Yes.
your outfit. I think you're all things pretty.
But
Yeah.
not just
Yeah.
the external pretty.
Right.
I had a conversation with my little sister last week, and I just asked one question, and she was like, "But no, Tanya." And I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
And and just to witness the person that you've grown into.
Mm-hmm.
When you are giving me like advice and stuff and all this, it's like amazing.
88 years.
So
you
make sure I'm beat from the outside, but definitely on the inside.
Yeah,
as well.
absolutely.
And I mean, you're definitely a checker.
Yeah.
Like you definitely want to check.
Oh.
You
No bullshit.
no, that's like it's like she's gonna check you on this shit. Like
you're gonna do it.
That's it.
you know, and it's not a feel good like oh girl like
it's not
it's not a feel good like check.
That don't make no sense. Why not? Oh, okay.
That's what we doing now?
You come in like real, and you can think you pretty, looking good, but then it's like, but I wouldn't use that shade. Like,
Because my thing is always, like you just said, with the group of women, I don't ever want it to be a situation, especially because we all work together. I think that plays a major part too. I don't ever want there to be hearsay or some type of side talk about somebody in my village. Like, I want to be as blunt as that person behind your back is going to tell you. So if your skirt is shifted, your skirt is shifted.
Yeah,
like, fix it, adjust it. Like, we're not doing this. We're not going out like that. Because I expect the same thing in return. Like, I want y'all to check me. Exactly. So it needs to be from head to toe. Look it over. Figure it out. Let's work this out.
how about you?
I gotta answer the question.
Answer the question.
You want time?
Lord.
That's her role. That's her role. Right, that's her role.
That is her role.
I don't know that.
That would be what I do.
Yes.
Really?
Okay. But I'm just saying.
Okay, stop.
Coretta, just sit for a minute and embrace it. And
You want us to come back to you?
I'm embracing it.
You want us to circle back?
Yeah, can we circle back?
So the DJ bring it.
All right.
We can go that way.
I think my role is whatever you need.
She was saying.
I think I'm the whatever you need. I think I'm the if you're moving and you want me to help you get the list organized. I'm definitely organization, but I just think whatever it is, if it's like it's rough right now, we need to go out and have a drink. If whatever it is, I can't give too many examples because we are a village.
Right.
And what happens in the village stays in the village.
All right.
Yo.
Coming to me,
Let me say something.
And now
We got a big believing thing over our face.
Girl, right. We're not doing this.
Not today.
Look, but I think along with that, like the organizer, then I also like you're available. You know what I mean? Like I feel like you are like available. You know, even if it's a text message or whatever, like you're quick and like present when people need you. So that's always I feel like for the village. So I feel like for me, I feel like my role is I'm definitely gonna get your outfit together. But like
first and foremost,
that's first off, and your nails gotta be with it.
Like, are we wearing a color today? Like,
I know. I let y'all wing it today. But like the nails and all that, that's one thing. But I do feel like I can speak truth to each of you, but I'm not harsh. I'm very to me, I feel like I can tell you what it is. I'm very compassionate. I feel like when it comes to that now. When I see bullshit, I gotta tell you, it ain't right, sis. It ain't right. So I feel like I can do both sides. Like I can be both of those things, when it comes to when I see stuff. So.
All right, so I'm just gonna say I'm the person that can run errands if you need me to.
You are available. You're available.
I mean, so if you need me to do something, I'm gonna try to make myself available.
You know what? You definitely do come through.
Let's
think about it.
Think about it.
Because I remember that
time. I need it. And you like, nah, I don't even know how I'm gonna do that. I'm like, she's like, I got you.
Right.
Give me 10 minutes.
Right. And I think that's what it is. Like even in that role, I think you sometimes when you're in that role, you don't realize how valuable you are. Right. And I think that's the part that in the village where you got to make sure your village knows they're important to you.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So yeah. So I appreciate that. So we are limited on time, but what would you say one takeaway you say in our last couple minutes, if somebody doesn't have a village and they're in search of one, what would you give them some sort of advice?
So what's interesting? I think I shared this with you guys before we were created as a village. I was actually seeking good girlfriends. So I didn't actually seek you guys out, but I guess I'll say I set the intention. So it was just kind of like an intention that I set in the universe. It was something that I realized that I was missing and that I needed. And so I think I set the intention, and then when it came, I allowed myself to be open enough to receive it. Because I think sometimes, you know, I've talked to different women who say that they're in search of friends, or they're looking for, you know, looking for relationships. But then when people come, they don't trust anything. I don't trust her. I don't believe everything anybody tells me. Well, I don't know. It's just something about her. And it's like, did you give her a chance? Did you give her a try? You know, and like you said, even in our village, it's we've had struggles, we've had conversations we've had to talk through, we've had situations that we've had to move through. So it's not that it's going to be perfect. But are you available? Are you lovable? You know, are you open? So I think that's important.
That kind of
and I think find someone that challenges you. That's not just a cheerleader, but that actually challenges you and like will push you to do better. Like push through. Because you don't want someone that's just always gonna, you know, just be a yes person. You want someone that can actually hold you accountable, like you said, and say, no, that's not. You were wrong there. You were wrong here. Or no, did you think about this? Or someone that can make you just a little bit uncomfortable.
That's
so a little bit, even if it means wearing lashes when you don't want to wear lashes. Like, you know what I mean?
So I think we got to end it there, but I just want to say thank you, ladies. This has been, even though it was short, I mean, I think it was still an extension from our earlier, right? So, you know, but I hate that the people missed out on, you know, some of that part, but I just think that when you find a group of women, and this is how, you know, you find different women in different stages of your life and what the purpose, whatever purpose they're going to serve at that period of time, you gotta really cherish that. Those things are important.
And allow it to evolve.
Just let it be, and let it just, you know, and even through the challenges, like you're talking about me. So, thank you. I love you, ladies.
Thanks for having us.
And see, you could come to fathers all the way from Toronto too. But so we appreciate
I think that's important to mention too. Like, even though we're in other countries now, we're still looking at that.
I still feel so
with the good old what's up.
I feel like
we see you right.
You do see me more actually.
So it's a good thing. So thank you for joining. I hope you get fine. If you don't have a village, make sure you get one, but a good one.
Set the intention.
Yes, definitely. So thank you all, and we will see you.
Holiday.
Oh, we will not be back. That's another thing. This is our last show for the year. We will not be back until January something. Yeah, it's like the end of January. So we'll let you all know. But yes, we are going on a much needed break.
Yeah, enjoy your family.
Enjoy your family.
Friends.
Yes.
Love on each other.
All right, y'all. See ya.
Bye.
Can't wait to say Happy New Year. Don't stop.
We're still live before we go off.
I remember from watching.
Yeah, right.
Because this is when you guys stand up and take pictures. And all that good stuff.
You guys, thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming. Okay.